How flattering you gave all this way just to troll us. I apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured I have no intention of allowing any of my wounds to affect the performance of my duties, especially not now. If I may, could I ask that you seek out Tancred and Nymphilia for me? They endangered themselves on my behalf, and I would feel better knowing that they are well looked for. Tancred in particular sustained quite an injury from that Sin Eater. I would not be surprised if you were in Spagyrix still. Go to Crystarium? Okay. Okay, where is this? Is this far? No, it's not far. So I can just sprint. Oh my god, stop with this sad music already. I'm about to cry right now. Not really, but it's pretty sad right now. Those who are wounded battling the Sin Eaters always beg for us to put them out of their misery before they hurt anyone. You can see in their eyes that they don't want to die, and yet, damn it, Fall, there was one. That's fucked up. One of the hardest parts of convincing patients to stay until their wounds have fully healed, I swear. Wow. Well, that's not as tragic as the Sin Eater one. Oh there. We've never seen so many Sin Eaters before. Alright, managers have been tended to. Right. Oh, you still have your arm. Alright, that's good. Here for me? I'm sorry to put you to the trouble. I'm fine, really. The Eater landed an unfortunate solid blow, but the healers have done wonders. I'm more worried about Nymphilia. She's not taking it well. Could I ask you to speak with her? My attempts to reach out seem to have the opposite effect. She's gone off to the auditorium, ostensibly to fetch herbs for Chismail, but just talk to her, will you? Well, can you blame her? You were an ass for most of the time you were together. What are you staring at? Perhaps a gentle poke to get her attention. I'll just poke her. What are you doing here? It's my fault, you know. I jumped at the chance to help Lena, but I was careless, and now it's my fault. Oh my god. Then you'll be wanting to get those herbs for the healers. I don't want to say that. Then you'll be wanting to get those herbs for your healers. Oh, come on, just do that then. Are you sure? I brought him nothing but trouble thus far. And what if it's worse next time? All I do is make mistakes, but I'm sure that he'll resent me for being weak. Maybe he already does. And then slap the shit out of him, tell him to freaking grow up. But you're right. I can still help. If only by seeing these herbs safely to Chesamel. There are only 2 left on the list, but I'll need to ask about this one. I've looked high and low and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Would you mind collecting the other? I would hate to delay any longer there. You're looking for something with softly that's very fragrant. In an unmistakably medicinal way, I was told. We only need 2 sprigs or so. Yeah, those instructions are very accurate. Yeah, it's like not as if everything, you know, smells the same thing. Once you've got them, you can bring the directly to Chesamel. Whoever gets there first can explain that the other will be back shortly. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Is this it? It's a verdant herb. It smells strongly medicinal. Wow, how fucking convenient. It was right here all along. Oh wait, there's one more. Has no scent whatsoever. It's likely verdant. Okay. Oh, I need two? Has rigid leaves and smells of fruit. Oh, that's pretty good. I like fruit. Alright, two... Where's the other one? What's going on here? Oh. Can I jump in here? No. Verdant herb. Alright, got it. Going back to the clinic. Saving Thancred's ass. Oh my god, where am I? Okay. It's really hard sometimes to see where the upper and lower levels are. They should probably do like Resident Evil, where there's like a first, second, third floor map. I popped every CD. Son, all the CDs in the world will not help you from being a bad tank. Julia told me you'd be bringing the rest. Yeah. Elvindil. Potent medicinal herb that very much smells the part, so named for its pointed leaves. Pointed leaves. Marvelous. With this I can replenish our store of medicines. We're struggling to keep with the number of wounded that are being brought in. I wasn't on the field, but it doesn't matter. The patients' faces make plain that it was a horrible battle. We're still fighting it, I suppose. The wood bitter medicine rather than sharp steel, but we'll win, I promise you that. That's what I like to hear, Grandma. That's the kind of resolve I like. It seems that I owe you an apology for dragging you to yet another battlefield when you've just come off the front lines. In both cases, I'm sure your efforts saved more than a few. With Spagirics in good working order, the Crystarium's people will be well cared for. More lie ahead, of course. Battles only you can fight. Not that we intend to let you do it alone, but that's a matter to discuss with the Exarch. You know the Exarch? Who that? We do. Was there something you needed? I need you to tell him something for me. What's with your face? My dearest friend, you see, he was there in the battlefield with me, but only the one of us is here to speak of it. Okay. At the end, before the wound killed him, I heard his dying words. I never knew that our world was this beautiful. I'm so glad that I got to see the night sky. Whoa. I don't know how the Exarch feels about what happened out there. I don't know if what Valtteri said is true, if our losses are just deserts, and we doom ourselves to worse by continuing to fight this fight. But I believe in the Warrior of Darkness. In Crystal Exarch, I don't think what they've done is wrong, and I don't think we're wrong to fight with them either. My friend, he smiled in the end, just as he smiled when he raised his glass to celebrate the return of the night. That's how I want to remember him. So I want you to tell the Exarch, don't give up, don't give in, please. I'll tell him you have my word. Nice. What's this? Titan bronze head gear coffer. Wow. If you're ready, why not go on ahead to the Ocular? You can keep the Exarch company while I fetch Alphino. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest Amaro I can find. So we shouldn't keep you long. Be sure to pass on that message, eh? Oh, he's right there across the way. Alright, just hustle. Alright, I am here for the company. Welcome, my friend. Tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you. So I confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Well, that they had not needed saving to begin with, but the responsibility for that lies with me. Blah 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 blah. One of our soldiers said that, thank you. Rest assured that I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shrink from what must be done, now least of all. Though I mourn the lost, I will not lose myself to grief, and even should regret be my constant companion, I will follow the path I've chosen to its end. We have some time before the others arrive, if you'd like to talk. And if I were to confess any doubts I might harbor, no one need ever know. No, I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you. Dude, I don't have... Look, if I said I want to talk, I can handle it, alright?
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
Oh, hi. Late as always.
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
Oh yeah, you look like you just woke up. You're also hunched as always.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power. He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious, I mean...
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
Really? Was that what?
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Arm-Arang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Arm-Arang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser sin-eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a sin-eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia.
Uh-huh. So what are you getting at?
If we travel to Arm-Arang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
You sure?
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do. I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation, but it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be? Love. Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Arm-Arang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
I'm not gonna lie, Mid-Sulk is refreshing. I mean, everyone might hate him for it, but he has to be the one to push everyone to actually do something. This is the course you have agreed on. I will not object, though I am afraid it will be difficult for us to spare any of the guard to accompany you. I can but promise that you will be looked after upon your return. Just see that you do return alright. We never needed no one, so just chill out. And Philia demonstrated impressive resolve just now. It would seem like she understands what must be done. Though I do wonder if she's truly prepared to make the choice. Should she falter, it will fall to Thancred to guide her. However much he wishes it were otherwise. Though Thancred hath long known whither this path doth lead, his journey hath brought him no closer to acceptance. Fill me in, yo. Will you never grow tired of shuffling your feet? If you have something to ask. Yeah, just tell me. Oh man, I love these little small talk. Just tell me about stuff. As I told you before, Zodiac is the Zodiarch. Did I say Zodiac? Zodiarch is the creation of my people, the first people. We summoned him as your kind might summon a primal, albeit an infinitely more powerful one. Like one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural, there is no resisting such power. Oh, so you even admit that you were tempered. Oh. And so we Asians came to exist solely to bring about the rule of darkness, his darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and they would be fools, though that is only to be expected given their innate inability to conceive of the nature of their universe. But I believe I am repeating myself. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? Really, I have no need of deception. Even if I did, I assure you, you would find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. You're not deceiving me by, like, giving me lies. You're deceiving me by omitting information. Like, what was your kingdom and what had they done? And obviously, your resolve in summoning Zodiarch wasn't strong enough to oppose Heidelin, so there's some little information slipping between cracks here. I'm so sorry to be insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. Can't imagine what Thancred must be feeling to behave this way. To say he's changed since coming here would be an understatement. He may as well be a different person. He reminds me of father. He argued with us for months about our plan to go to Eorzea, but in the end he accepted our decision. I do hope he's doing well. If I had only been able to locate Calussa's Light Warden, it might not have come to this. It's not just Calussa, it's Amarang too. Sad music. So, even though the answer is plain, it's basically saying that alright, it's either Tiny Minphilia or Milphilia. Milphilia has the tools to make our job easier, but that means, like, pretty much throwing the little mini-Philia away. So in a way, it's like the Asians trying to bring about the rejoining. You throw away a few worlds full of people in order to bring about back the old world. Because it's the right thing to do. Sorry for the wait, I'm ready now. So, do you go about the rejoining, or do you leave the shards divided as they were, because they're full of life now? And getting rid of that life would be, you know, wrong? Bad? And you're sure you want to do this? Completely sure. There has to be another way. Look, there's gotta be another way out of this. Can you think of something else? Look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure that I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger, strong enough to face my destiny, and I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find in yourself to believe it too. When you put it that way, how could we not? It's your decision to make. Just be sure that you're prepared when the time comes. If all are assembled, shall we depart? Follow your lead. What route would you have us take? About that, there's something I neglected to mention. What did you neglect? I saw a Yulmorian airship coming in to land over Amarang while I was on my way back to Crystarium. No doubt the same vessel that bore Volchi's forces to Raktika. Meaning we can expect to encounter armed resistance on our journey through the region. Right now, excuse me. Now Nabath Arang lies in the southern reaches of Amarang, and there are 2 routes we could take to get there. First is the eastern route, which would lead us past Mordso. Then there's the western route, which would require us to pass through the hills of Amber. And Philia and I took the eastern route last time. Yes, that's the more well-trodden path. It also makes for easier traversal of the Nabath Severance. But we can't use it. If we did, we need to cross the Severance from a point nearby the inn at Journey's Head. Our sources are there. If the Ulmorans cut wind of our approach, it could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients. And we can be sure their activities would not meet with Valtry's approval. It will make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Ulmorans' attention elsewhere, to an area in the east that I know to be uninhabited. That way you'll have a chance to reach Nabatharang unopposed and without risk to civilians. Cannot deny that's a sound plan, nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. I will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. If I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. Well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Voltry's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. With that in mind, I think it's best that we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with a solid path under our feet. We'll borrow a few Amaro on our own journey. I leave the rest to you, Minfilia. Mini-Filia. Thank you, I'll try not to disappoint. You know, with how much interaction we have with Thancred, I wonder how weird this would be if I was Valor. And I kept staring at myself.